With the MPCX, you're able to record a bass guitar directly into the MPCX using the instrument inputs. And in this video, I'm going to record a bass guitar directly into the MPCX and use audio tracks. Check it out! What's up? My name is Matthew with MatthewCreating.com. Welcome to a new episode of Matthew Creating Music, the show where I take different instruments and gear and show you how to create music. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. In the previous episode, we took an acoustic electric guitar, plugged it right into the MPC and recorded some guitar lines. This episode, let's record some bass into the MPCX. In this way, we have, a nice bass line to go with the guitar. And if you're interested in any of the gear that I'm using, check the show notes in the description and you can check out all the gear that I'm actually using to make this music. Let's go ahead and get into the episode. First things first, we're going to need to plug in our instrument cable directly into the MPC. So on the front of the MPC, there are two instrument inputs. I'm going to plug it into instrument 2. So I want to take the other end of that instrument cable and plug it into the bass. All right, standard, just plug it into the bass. So now we got the bass plugged in. You want to make sure you have your bass tuned. I already tuned the bass before I started recording, so I'm good there. Now, what I want to do is check the input levels. And if you look at the MPC, I have this particular project already loaded up. So I'm going to go to the audio tab. And then on the first 3 audio tracks, I have guitars. So I'm going to create a new audio track and name it bass. Let's do it. So now I have a bass track. So once you create the new audio track, go ahead, push the eyeball. It's going to give you your channel strip. Now there's another way to do that. Let's hide that for a second. There's a bigger button here. It says input configuration, which is sometimes easier to push than the eyeball just because it's a bigger button. But here it is. We need to select our correct input. So the correct input is going to be input 2. All right, so go ahead and select input 2. All right, so there's input 2. Now, whenever I play the bass, I have direct monitor on. So we're going to be able to hear it in any case because right here, there's a switch that says stereo or mono. I got it on mono. And then there's a knob you can put direct or main. I have it like right in the middle. So I'm going to be able to hear the input signal and whatever's coming from the MPC. Now, what we got to do is set our actual input level though. So let's go ahead and turn the gain down on it a little bit, or actually all the way. So I got the gain turned down all the way. I got input 2 selected. And then I'm going to monitor it. This way we can see the input. So now when I play the bass, this is going to go up right there. Okay, so watch. So we're around -20. Okay, a little over -20. I'm going to bump the input gain up. All right, so as I turn the input gain knob up for number 2, all right, it's going to go up. So now, if you look, now we're pretty much clipping. We don't want to be clipping. You can see it hits a wall. Pretty much doesn't let me go past 0 on this image here, but we can clearly see we're clipping. All right, so let's turn it down. All right, so we're around -9. I think that's going to be pretty good. Now I want to put my headphones on so I can hear what I'm doing. That's kind of messing with the tone now. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that tone for the moment. So what I'm going to do at this point is I got my level set. I got everything set up. I got my tone that I want. I'm going to push play start and play along with the beat and try to, get some ideas. Now, I know the root note of the guitar chord. So I'm pretty much just going to play along with that root note, which is E. Okay. And then, right here on A, and then G, and then A. So I'm just going to pretty much stick to those notes. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So I'm just going to record something like that in there. I'm going to come over here. I want to arm the track. So you have to arm the track in order to get it to be able to record. And I want to make sure monitor's off. All right, because I'm doing direct monitor, so I don't need the digital monitor on. So I'm going to go to record, and then I'm going to push play start, record, play start. Adjust the volume a little bit. Take record arm off. If you're finding value in this video, consider giving it a thumbs up below. That's really going to help this video get seen by more people, and it's going to help share this information. Thanks for being part of the community, and let's get back into it. Okay, sounding adequate. Now what I want to do is I want to play a bass line to just the drums, because there may be a point in this song where I just want a bass groove going with the drums, and I won't have to keep the bass like as simple, maybe add a couple extra notes. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the sequence over, and once I copy the sequence over, I'll be able to do some things. And as a matter of fact, I might not even copy the whole sequence over. I might just copy the drum track over. So what I'm going to do is go over to main, okay? And you can see we got this drum track on the MIDI track 1 here. But if you click the edit icon, all right, so I'm going to click copy events. So now I'm going to be able to select specific events that I want to copy to a new sequence. All right, so I want to copy from sequence 1, drum tracks 1, everything, all events, to sequence 2, and then I'm going to use track 1. You want to keep everything on the same track that it was on. All right, so I'm going to do that. It doesn't matter if I push replace or merge because there's nothing there, but go ahead and push something and then come over to sequence 2. All right, so I got that, and then I need to reset the BPM. So I'll probably do something like that. So I'm going to go back over to my audio track here, and this should be empty, and it is, but I want to make sure I have the bass track selected, and then everything should already be set up as far as levels. So I'm just going to record that bass line in there. So push record and make sure I have it armed. All right, so let's do it. Something like that. All right. So now that I have that in there, since this is an MPC, I could do a ton of stuff with that. I could chop that up, make a drum program out of it, resequence it. I could do a ton of stuff with it. So I have that in there now. Maybe I'll just record another sequence. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy the sequence this time. So what I'm going to do, all right, so go into edit, copy the sequence to 3. And listen, none of this is pre-planned. I'm just riffing right now, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do, I want to actually erase that. And, maybe record some more bass notes. So let's do that. All right, I'm just kind of fiddling around now, but you kind of get the point of what you can do here. So now I got a few different basses in here. So if we listen to it, let's go ahead and just listen to what we got. All right, sequence 1. Sequence 2, let's go ahead and go to sequence 2. Let's go ahead and go to sequence 3. All right, and there we go. We got 3 different bass grooves in there, and we could build off this later on. I could definitely rearrange the drums, make it a little bit more groovy. I could take some of the other guitar parts, maybe chop them up and put them in there. Who knows where I'm going to go next with it. But there it is. There's a bass inside the MPCX. Easy to record. And, you got that audio track. You got the direct input. We're good to go. Remember to check the description for important links and show notes. There you go. That's how you go ahead and record a bass directly into the MPCX. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more videos like this. Click or tap the screen over here. It's going to take you to a playlist where you can see more episodes of the Matthew Creating Music Show. My name's Matthew. Continue creating music, and we'll talk soon.